Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Hakadash, Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit down lesson of prophecy updates as of February the 15th, 2025, on this Saturday night. And this is a news article of from the JerusalemPost.com, published by Reuters, February the 15th, 2025. It reads, it says, Syrian stabs people on street in Austrian town, killing one, police says. A 23-year-old Syrian stabbed several people on the street in the central of the Austrian of the Valley on Saturday, killing a 14-year-old boy and injured four other people said, adding that the suspect attacker has been arrested. It says further details such as whether the attacker knew any of the victims remain unclear. A spokesperson of the police in the southern state of Karnataka, if I pronounced that right, said the injured were aged 14 and 32, he added. Bring up that Ecclesiasticus. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. It says, there are spirits that are created for vengeance, and their fury they also strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out the peas of wrath him that waited. Right, that was spirits created for vengeance, and that's what we're seeing. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Matthew 24, verse 12. It says, because iniquity should abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right, so lawlessness, iniquity, and the love of many are waxing cold, and that's what we see in our world today. And this is the book of Luke 21. The book of Luke 21, verse 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun, in the moon, and the stars. Upon the earth, distress of nations will perplex and seize everyone. That's what we see in the world today. The signs in the sun, and the moon as well too, and the stars. And upon the earth, distress of nations will perplex and seize everyone. And this is the book of Second Edges, chapter 9 and verse 3. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, uproars of people in the world, right? Increasing earthquakes and increasing uproars of people in the world. That's what we see in our world today. Second Edges 15 and verse 15. It says, for the sword that the scorcher draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. We know the modern day sword is a weapon. That's what we're seeing. Second Edges 15 and verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, betting one another, which they shall not regard their kings and their princes, and of course the action stand in power. Or we're going to be seeing that increasing more and more and more of the increasing of the seditions and uprisings and uproars of people in the world, and the citizens rising against their leaders of power, and that's what we're seeing. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post once again, February the 25th, 2025. It says last updated February 15th, 2025. It says a terrorist killed in a southern Lebanon in an the IDF drone strike. A person was killed in an IDF drone strike in the southern Lebanese village of Jarajah. The IDF confirmed on Saturday. And keep this in mind, we've been seeing for the past week or two, we've been seeing clashes heating up over there in the southern border of Lebanon. And definitely between protesters between the Israel Defense Force going against the residents of southern Lebanon. It says the person was killed on the Israel Defense Force drone strike in the southern Lebanese village. The IDF confirmed on Saturday in a statement. The person violated the ceasefire agreement numerous occasions, the IDF stated the group was firing unnameably area weapons towards the Israeli territory. The defense minister, Israel Katz, responded to the incident saying, as I warned, if there are drones, there will be no hesitation. We will not allow a reality drone launches towards the state of Israel. Right, because even though they have a momentary ceasefire, because, as of previously, and as of recently, for the past, week or so, As we've been seeing, the Israel Defense Force and Hamas been, accusing each other of potentially violating the ceasefire of the current agreement that they had, which took place in early December, if I'm not mistaken, of last year all the way to now. So the ceasefire been getting, been keeping steady pace, but you're still gonna have escalations been heating up on both sides. Uh, the Hamas warning the Israel Defense Force, and then the Israel Defense Force warning them as well too, just in case of a current ceasefire. They have the right to retaliate in self-defense, and that's coming from the Israel Defense Force and from the Hamas as well too. So they both accusing each other of violating the ceasefire for numerous of times. So we're going to see how this continues to play out. But definitely for sure, we definitely been seeing rising tensions as of lately down in the southern border of Lebanon. As it says again, it says the group killed in a southern Lebanese IDF drone strike. So let's go to some more news articles. And this was an incident that happened not that long ago over there in Germany. It says mother and child died from their injuries in a car ramming attack in Munchen of Germany. It says a 37-year-old woman and a 2-year-old daughter died in a Saturday from injuries they sustained from an Afghan national who drove a car into a crowd in Munchen on Thursday. The German police said on Saturday the first fatalities from the incident. Prosecutors had said on Friday that at least 39 people were injured, some of them critically, when the car plowed into the trade union activists demonstrating for a higher pay. It says authorities said they were treating the incident as a religious motivated attack. Bring up that second edges once again. Yep, this is second edges 15 verse 16. For there should be sedition among men invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of action stand in power. Second edges 15 verse 15. For the sword that destruction draweth nigh, one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands, because we know the modern sword is weapon. That's what we're seeing. And once again, this is the book of Saint. This is the Luke 21 verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth. The scourge of nations will perplexing and seas rage ruin. And once again, Second Esdras chapter 9 in verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars, people will, or increasing uproars, people will, and increasing earthquakes as well too. And this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, in a time to love, in a time of HATE, in a time of war, in a time of peace. We're definitely living in a time of HATE because lawlessness and iniquities are abounding. Like it says in Matthew 24, verse 12, which I brought that out already. And the wars are increasing. The wars are rumors of wars. Iran versus Israel Defense Force, the pro-Iranian groups going against the Israel Defense Force, and all these other nuclear escalations that we're going to continue to see impacting and increasing in the world today. So more increasing HATE and more increasing wars as well too, because we are in those times. And then of course there's going to be times of love and a time of peace as well too, because the Heavenly Father, He's a righteous balance power. But as of right now, at the moment, we're definitely looking at a time of HATE, iniquity, lawlessness is increasing, war is increasing as well too. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, like Iran versus Israel, Russia versus Ukraine, Russia versus NATO. Those are signs of wars and rumors of wars, economic wars, trade wars, and etc. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet. Right, so it's going to come to pass, but it's not going to end just yet. Matthew 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation. Right, and that goes into ethnos, modern day nations clash against one another. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, right? We're going to be seeing increasing famines, just like we're seeing heavy famines increasing over there in Sudan, and Congo, South Sudan, and Congo as well too, in different parts around the world that we're seeing as well too. And there shall be famines and pestilence, right? Just like this cholera outbreak, this listeria outbreak, this mpox outbreak. And I believe it's one case just recently just seen it. I would say about like an hour or two ago. It was one person was here in the United States. They was critically injured from a bird flu outbreak. So those are pestilence and plagues that we're going to be seeing more and more these times. Yep, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." Right, because these are the modern day biblical signs and signs of times that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is showing us. Okay, and get to some more news articles. It says, "Don't be fooled by Hamas iron uniforms." Havi speaks at the Shia T-13 fighters. It said, "Floodings to be expected on Sunday in Judean Desert Dead Sea area," reports. It says the IDF Reinforcement Defense sends warnings in preparing of prisoners' release. It says U.S. UK tracks Russian ships carrying ammunition from Syria. Right, because that makes perfect sense because Russia is going to be a guard to Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey, right along with its allies as well too, as we've been seeing escalations heating up, especially throughout over there in Syria. Because you got the Russian bases over there in Syria, you got the pro-Iranian groups and the Syrian groups teaming up with the Russian groups going against the Israel Defense Force. It says UK tracks Russian ships carrying ammunition from Syria. Britain said on Saturday that it had tracked a recent days of six Russian naval and merchant ships carrying ammunition used in Syria as they sailed through the channel. The British Defense Minister said in a statement the ships, shadowed by the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force, were withdrawn from Syria following the outlast of the President Bashar Assad, a close Russian ally, in December. Russia has been evacuating its military assets from Syria since Assad overthrow. The ministry says, describing it as a blow to Moscow's ambitions in the Middle East. Russian embassy in London did not immediately respond to the Reuters requested for comment. It says tear gas flared dispersed protests by Hezbollah supporters near Beirut airport. It says the UNIFIL commander injured after a convoy attacked by Hezbollah supporters on route to Beirut airport. And this is a news article from February the 15th, 2025, reads by Reuters. It says magnitude of a 5.2 earthquake strikes Western Texas. The EMSC says an earthquake of a magnitude 5.2 struck Western Texas on Saturday. The European Mediterranean Semi-Autonomous Industry says. It's the book of Luke 21. This is the book of Luke 21, verse 11. "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great sand shall be from heaven." Right, so increasing earthquakes in diverse places. The earthquakes in diverse places, the famines and fearful sights and great sand shall be from heaven, which is going to continue to increase. It says China deploys Navy Air Forces near Taiwan at the U.S. Strait transits. Right, because we've been seeing the rising tensions heating up over there in the Taiwan Strait, and not too far from the South China Sea as well too. China versus Taiwan, and the United States is continuing to be allies with Taiwan as well too. As I add a sad note to that. Now let's get to some more news articles. It says Israeli settlers Palestinian house on fire in West Bank. It says the IAF fires a suspicious vehicle heading northward in Syrian Gaza. All right, let's go to some more news articles. It's Lacroix and Rubio holds phone call. It says Ukraine is not invited to Russian-U.S. talks. Zelensky reports Moscow and Washington will reportedly hold talks in Saudi Arabia next week to set the stage for a potential Trump summit. Trump Putin summit. I meant to say. It says a Syrian nationalist has been detained by police after stabbing at least five in Austria. It says a mother and daughter died in a Munchkin attack. It says a NATO boss tells Europe to stop complaining. Edomites against Edomites. It says EU nations secretly discuss Ukraine troop deployment. It says a European pro-war elite seeks to derail Ukraine peace. Hungarian foreign minister reports. Zelensky refused to sign rare earth deals with U.S. media reports. It says, oh, that's something else. Go to some more news articles. Go to the time of Israel. It says Syrian asylum seeker stabs pass by passengers. Syrian seeker stabs pass buyers in a Austria killing teen, injured four others. It says Israeli couple attacked in Athens repeatedly after they were heard speaking in Hebrew. It says Biden hails release of U.S. Israeli hostages, says he proud the deal and was negotiated as hell. This is some more news articles. It says Zelensky calls for armed forces of Europe as EU leaders wrestles a new U.S. policy on Ukraine. It says three Israeli hostages released after nearly 500 days in Hamas captivity. It says China pushes Thailand to act on a cross-border scheme in entries. U.S. Russia officials to meet in Saudi Arabia to start talks on Ukraine. It says at least 15 killed and 15 injured in a New Delhi rail station stampede. It says a 23-year-old man stabbed six people in Austria, killing one in what police describe as a random attack. Quotes from the Washington Times, which I read already previously. It says North Korea increasingly accurate missiles raise concerns. Let's go to that news article. This is from the American Military News. AmericanMilitaryNews.com. It says North Korea is increasingly. It says North Korea increasingly accurate missiles raise concerns. And it says this article was originally published by Radio Free Asia and reprinted with permission. It says North Korea ballistic missiles used by Russia in the Ukraine war are now capable of landing within 100 meters yards of their targets. It says causes serious concern to defenders and heightens the benefits to North Korea of its weapons being tested on the battlefield. It says Reuters quoted two senior Ukraine sources as saying that are more than 20 North Korean missiles that hit Ukraine over the past several weeks will show a marked improvement in the precisions compared in the early in the war when the missiles have an accurate of 1 kilometers to 3 kilometers. February 2024, Ukraine prosecuted General Andriy Kostin told media that of the 24 hours North Korean missiles that Russia fired at two Ukrainian military targets over several weeks, only two had been relatively. It's the Prophet Joel, chapter 3. Yep, this is the Prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Because we had previously, you had that deal between North Korea and Russia was signed for for the deployment of 10,000 troops over there, Ukraine, and military aid assistance that North Korea gave Russia. Meant to say. This is a Proverbs chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, come up. Right, so we're going to be seeing North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, the United States continue to increase. And we're going to be seeing the alliance building up between China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And, Russia versus Ukraine, even though these nations trying to have these nuclear talks underway, trying to defuse the situation, trying to de-escalate tensions, but we're still going to have. But in the meantime, we're definitely going to be seeing nuclear escalations heating up between the nations. The prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Why does this continue being proclaimed among the Gentiles, which is the armies of the nations? It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Right, as we're seeing over there in Western Asia, nuclear escalations heating up, and the nuclear escalations around the world as well too. So it makes perfect sense that this continue being proclaimed among the Gentiles, which is the armies of nations, which is the Heavenly Father, going to continue to put that warlike mindset. These are armies of nations that's really seeing increasing. The prophet Joel, chapter 3 and verse 10, beat your plowshares and the swords and plenty hooks of the spirits, and let the weak say I'm strong. Right, let the weak say I'm strong. Of these arms of nations building up that nuclear capability. Just like North Korea was able to give Russia some missiles, and then that news article came out saying the accurate position was those airstrikes Russia that used was from North Korea. It had hit good targets over there in Ukraine, so that causes major concern. But we definitely going to be seeing the alliance between China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea as well too. While we have the Russia-Ukraine situations heating up as well too. Just like you had Russia and Iran building up their cooperations when they signed that treaty deal. But we definitely going to be seeing these armed nations that's allies with these powerhouse nations, just like a China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, and let the weak say I'm strong. So these nations are going to continue building up their nuclear capability as well too. And this is the book of Revelations 11 verse 14. This is the book of Revelations 11 verse 14. It says the second will pass, behold the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold the third will come quickly, which is Armageddon, Armageddon 1. That's what we're seeing over there about Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shabbat. As the nations being gathered up over there about Jehoshaphat, so the Heavenly Father can plead with them for his people, for his heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations part of his land. And there's a controversy into Zion increasingly, like it says in Isaiah 34 verse 8.
Put your seed pros in check and keep them there. With Revoke, ask your gastroenterologist about Revoke. There you are. Looking all over quick. Concept of myself research. Captivating. Hey, man, translate that. Drug it. God,
says Turkey says it will reconsider its military presence in the Kurdish if Kurdish militants are eliminated. It says a free Palestinian inmate set prison grab ablaze on return to Gaza. Four free Palestinians prisoners transferred to West Bank hospital. The Red Crescent reports. From Red Crescent, I meant to say. It says, "Welcome back." Israeli cheers cries as hostages free from Gaza. Kremlin thanks Hamas for freeing Russian Israelis, hostages, state media reports. It says Lebanon officials, media reports Israeli drone strike in South Israel. It says Israel chief says prepare offense plans, amending the efforts to secure hostage releases. Because they've been released already. And it says Lebanese says arrested 25 at the attack on UN peacekeepers, like protesters near the Lebanon Beirut airport. Happened as a Friday, I believe, because today is Saturday. It says Sudan RSF attacks famine strengthens camps as battle line hardens. It says Sudan rapid support of forces have attacked the famine scripted Zamma displaced camp. Residents and medics say that the Paramilitary tries to tighten its grip on the Darfur stronghold while losing ground to the armies in the capital of Khartoum, if I pronounced that right. It says the latest fighting has hardened battle lines between the two forces in a conflict that threatens to splinter Sudan after plunging half of the population into hunger and displacing more than one fifth since April 2023. This is the book of Amos. It's the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that I will send a famine in a land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst of water, but the hearing of the words of Yahweh." Right, so it's going to be a modern day famine of the word. Verse 12, "And they shall run from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro, try to seek the words Yahweh shall find." Amos 8, verse 13. It says, "In that day, the fair virgins and young man faithful thirst." So let's continue down. Oh yeah, get back to that Luke 21, verse 25. This is Luke 21, verse 25. "And there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars upon the earth. Expressive nations will perplex the seas rich one." Right, because heavy fighting and battles increasing over there in Sudan that causes harsh conditions and famines are increasing in that region, for quite a while, for different parts of Sudan and South Sudan as well too, and over there in Congo, where the latest clash has been increasing. And that's what we're seeing. So the increasing of the distress of nations will perplex the sea which is only going to continue to increase. So once again, getting to that second address, chapter 9 and verse 3. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, upwards people will." What more increasing earthquakes and more increasing upwards people will. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of the prophecy updates as of February the 15th, 2025 on this Saturday night. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem HaKadosh, Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim Wa'akwa. Until next time, I would say Shalom.